Hello everyone, this is Julie Scapera, dropping in to show you, to share with you how to create this card right here. So let's get started. To make the background, you will need a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. 3 3/4 this way and 5 inches this way. And to keep it from moving when I'm sponging the background, I put a removable tape a little bit on the back, and then I am going to tack it down so that it doesn't move. To make the background for the sand, I will be using Stampin'UP Sahara Sand ink, and the stamp set that I'm going to use to make the background are these 3 stamps right here, and it comes from the High Tide stamp set. I'm going to use the water, the birds, and the sand. Okay, so let's do the sand first. Okay, so this is Sahara sand, and I'm just going to ink it up. And what I do is, there's a little half moon here. Try not and use that the first time. What I do is I just stamp half of it like this, full strength, and then I'll just move over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, and just do it one more time and just kind of stack it up. It's sand, so you don't really need for it to be perfect. I would do about maybe an inch, so maybe just a little bit more. So it's like that. Let me clean off this stamp right here. And what I do is I'm going to sponge it a little bit on the edge like this, just to make the edge a little bit darker. So again, this is Sahara sand. Okay, let me just put this in away. And then the next thing I would want to do is to make the water. So for that, I am going to use Misty Moonlight and Seaside Spray. So first, I am going to ink up the Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to go above the sand and just do half, and then stamp the other half on the other side just like that. And then just go right in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this is water. And I am going to go with Seaside Spray now, which is a little bit lighter. And I'll just stamp right in the middle and just on the side, just like that. And then what I would like to do is to sponge the Seaside Spray a little bit over the water. Not much, just a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna sponge the sky. And for that, I also use seaside spray. I'm gonna start real light and just go around the edges. Just be patient because you don't want it to be too dark. And you can see now that it's taken form with the blues. And then what you can do is maybe take a piece of paper and then just kind of tear it off like this to use it as a mask. And then just go over it like this. And then you can see it makes a little skyline right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. So you can see it's like clouds. See, it's real easy. I'm just gonna make the outside darker. You're gonna be surprised how fast this card gonna come together. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is to put the seashells on here. And this comes from this stamp set right here, Stampin' Up. It calls Friends Are Like Seashells. And what I'm going to use is this one right here and this one right here. And also the starfish. And the sentiment is also coming from this stamp set. It calls Friends Are, Friends Are Like Seashells. You collect them along the way. And I love that saying because I think that's pretty true for me. Collect them along the way. Some are no longer keeping in touch, but they're always in my heart. Okay, for this stamp set, there are dies that go with the stamps. And the biggest die is this one right here. So basically, you cut this out, and first it will come out like this. Okay, and here is the big seashells. I'll show you. I cut them out so I can show you. So this is the big seashells right here. And then this one is the smaller one. And this one goes right there. And then let me see. Did I cut? Yes, I cut this one and it goes right here. I think it goes this way. And then there's one tiny little one, and I don't think I have that one cut out. But once you cut the base of the shells out, basically you can also get the embossing folder, the Seashells 3D embossing folder, and this will fit perfectly inside into the grooves of the seashells. It's a duplicate of this. So you would just match it up and then run through the embossing machine or your Big Shot. And once you've done that, it'll come out like this. See? It has all the shells raised up, and it's really pretty. You can see the difference before the embossing. So what you do from here is you would take the one that already embossed and you would stamp on it depending what color you like, and I'm going to use the Seaside spray. And here is the Seashells stamp. So I'm going to ink this up. And because it's a clear stamp called photopolymer, you can see the shell itself. So just try your best to match it up. And then you can stamp it over the raised edge. And there it is. Isn't that beautiful? And what I do from here is, let me stamp this so you can see what it looks like. Did I get that one out? I got the small one out, so let me stamp that. And I will show you what that one looks like. Let's do that one in Sahara sand. So I'm trying my best to match it. You can also use the stamp apparatus, and then you can perfectly stamp it on there. But as soon as I can see, I'm just eyeballing. And there you go. So that is the little one. And then if you want to see the big one, the big shell, it's the stem right here. I'll take it out and I will show you. So it goes like that. So you stamp it on there like that. So let's do that in Sahara sand too, since I have that open. So I just inked it up, and then just do your best to eyeball it or put it in the stamp apparatus. And stamp that down. Okay. There you go. And then you have the little shells here too. Let me see. It's right here. I think it goes like that. Goes like that, but you don't have to match it up. So let me just try with there you go. And the final one is the little one, and it's right here. Oops, I just dropped it. Let's see. Go like that. I think I'm a little bit crooked, but that's basically what you do. Now you can do a few things with this. You can sponge the with another color, maybe green. Let me see. So this color is Old Olive, which is green, and I'm just gonna make sure that it's not too dark. And you can sponge the seaweed, I think that's what you call this, if you like. Ah, look what I did. I did it on my paper. Oh no, but that's okay. This is the one that we're doing, and I didn't protect its surface, so I stamp on it. So let me protect that. And I just want to show you what you can do with this big die, that you can make a whole card just from it, but we're not doing that. Okay, see? And then you can use another color, but we're not doing that. We're doing this card. I get sidetracked. So normally what I would do to make this card is I went ahead and just cut out the shells that I want. It's very easy. Just disconnect a little bit of the pieces that connect to the shell. And then you have the big shell. And that's what I would use. And then the other one, you can cut them out as well. See how easy that is to cut out? Okay. So, for our card, let me bring it back in. What we're going to do here is, beside this, that make me sad. Let me see if I can fix it with a little bit blue. Doubt it. Okay. Oh well. Okay. So after you do your background, choose the shells that you would like to use. So I chose this one, but what I did as well is I went ahead and I sponged the edges with seaside spray. You can put it on the table also. I sponge it a little bit, and then it will go right there. And then the other one is stamped with Misty Moonlight. And it's this one right here. So I will take my Misty Moonlight and I'm going to sponge it a little bit so that I can get rid of the white. You don't have to, but I think it just looks a little bit blended. Okay, and what I did then was I put the shell like this. And then I put this right here. And what I did was I took some of this and I cut it out. And I can tuck it right underneath there. I'm going to sponge it a little bit more with the green. So let me get the olive out again. There's no right or wrong, just whatever way you like it. And then it will go underneath here. So I'll go ahead and glue this down. About right here. Okay, and then my big shell, put some glue, and I'm going to put it right there. And then I am going to place this shell right here. And then also this one. And this one is also in the set. So all I did was I stamp it and cut it out. And so we're going to put that right here. Okay. It's almost done. Then we are going to stamp the sentiment. Let me get the block for it. You can also use the stamp apparatus, but I'm gonna eyeball it. Okay. And I am going to use Misty Moonlight ink for the sentiment. So wish me luck. That is going to be straight. Okay. Beautiful. And then all we need now are the birds. I also use Misty Moonlight for the birds. Just make sure that they're not upside down. And then there you go. Isn't that pretty? Except for the green that I did. Okay, so now we're ready to put our cards together. What you will need is a piece of Misty Moonlight. Measures, let me see. 3 7/8, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, and you're going to mat it on like this, and it will give you 1/8 of an inch border, which is very thin. I probably put some rhinestone on here to hide it. There you go. And then my card base is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So this is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then you score in the middle at 4 1/4, and that would be my card base. So what I do is I will mount my card right on here. And make sure that you have even borders on all 4 sides before you pack it down. There you go. Our card's almost finished. Isn't that beautiful? And it's so simple to make. And then for the inside, since the card base is colored, I cut a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and that will go inside like this. But before I do that, I'm going to stamp some of the seashells inside. So I'm just going to use what I have already here and just stamp that down. Let me see. I think, what else do I have out here? I have this one. And then, since I have this cut out already, I'm just going to put it right there. And then this one, I am just going to, I think I'm going to cut the small one out. And then I put some glue. I'm just going to put it right there. Now you can also stamp a little sentiment in here if you like, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to glue this inside. If that's the one, yeah, this is the one we just made with my boo-boo. So this will go inside. Trying to get an even border. Okay. I use the cloth because sometimes when I do this to tack down the glue, my finger is full of ink, and then I smudge it on the card. So this is the inside right here, and then the outside right there. And here is the one that I made originally, and this is the one we made together. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If there is something that you would like to see, just leave a comment in my Facebook group. Or if you like to learn how to make cards from scratch, from start, when you don't know how to do it, if you're a beginner, just let me know too, and I'll be glad to make a tutorial for you. Until then, see you soon.